Oh, guys, this is hard. Oh, welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Coach O, and if you haven't already, and if you love basketball, anything basketball, workouts, trainings, video breakdowns, this is the channel for you. So subscribe to my channel. It's that wonderful time of the year again. We're at March Madness. Man, so much good basketball. If you're a basketball fan, this is the period that you're looking forward to. So I figured I'd do my bracket. I'd start from the beginning, I'd do my bracket and, put myself on the record to see how good or how bad of guessing I'd be doing. Okay, all right, we're in men's tournament bracket. So in no particular fashion, I'm just gonna go straight down and I'm going to look at what I like and let's get it. Okay, so 1 versus 16, I'm going to take Michigan over here. LSU, I've watched LSU play a couple of times. I like how they play. I'm going to go with LSU. Colorado is intriguing versus Georgetown. I like Georgetown, so I'm going to go. As you guys could tell, I don't really have a technique for some of those teams. But I watched Florida State play a little bit. I'm going to go with Florida State. Okay, so here we have we got BYU versus the winner. The first four matchup is Michigan State versus UCLA. And I am going to put faith in Tom Izzo for leading his team and him preparing his guys for them to be ready for this battle. We got Texas. Texas got two bigs. If you guys haven't watched Texas got these two bigs that are completely dominating. One of the bigs I really like, Jericho Sims. I think he has potential to be a pro. They have leadership from their point guard position. Okay, UConn versus Maryland. This is one of those matchups that could go either way. So I'm going to pick Maryland on this one. And Bama versus Iona. Bama, it's interesting because Bama plays so up-tempo that I wonder how they're going to be able to play up-tempo. As you guys know, when you get to the playoff time, things tend to slow down a little bit. So I'm wondering how Bama's going to Bama's going to react to that. And Bama's a team that only shoots threes and layups. So when the game slows down and teams run you off the three-point line and you don't necessarily have a shot at the rim and they close out on the three, what is Bama going to do? Are they going to not take those mid-ranges? So that's an interesting game. I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to go with Alabama. We got Baylor versus Hartford. We're going to go Baylor. We're going to pick North Carolina versus Wisconsin. It's going to be a tight matchup, but I'm going to pick any of these teams that to win is going to beat Baylor in the next round. I like Nova. Purdue versus North Texas. I'm going to pick North Texas. No, I'm going to pick Purdue. Texas Tech versus Utah State. I like Texas Tech. And then we got Arkansas and Colgate. All right, I think Arkansas is going to beat Colgate. Then we got Florida versus Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is going to win that game. And Ohio State versus Oral Roberts, I'm going to go with Ohio State. Now, in the Midwest, we got Illinois versus Drexel. I'm going to pick Illinois just because Illinois just seems to have the pieces. They got their PG. Their PG's taking over. You got the mask on. You got a little brand going. Ayo. I have trouble saying his name. Hold up. I just want to make sure. Ayo Dasono. Ayo Dasono. Yeah, Ayo Dasono. He's solid. I like him. I like Kofi Coburn. They got a 7-footer. He's very solid. Here we got Loyola Chicago versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech won the ACC. But because of COVID, it was a little bit unusual. Like they were supposed to play Virginia at some point. They didn't end up playing Virginia. So I'm going to go with Loyola Chicago. Tennessee versus Oregon State. Oregon State won their conference. Tennessee, I'm going to go with Oregon State at 12. Oklahoma State got the projected number one pick in the draft, Cade Cunningham against Liberty. I think Oklahoma State is just too good. Syracuse versus San Diego State. This is interesting because now is Syracuse really like an 11th seed? You know, that's a team that could turn up, and their zone will give teams problems. So I'm going to go with Syracuse. West Virginia, I'm going to pick you over Morehead State. Clemson, Rutgers, I'm going to pick Clemson. And last, Houston versus Cleveland State. If you haven't watched Houston play and you like defense, you like a defensive team that is all on the same page, what Kelvin Sampson is doing at Houston is crazy. I'm picking Houston. The West. Okay, for the West, Gonzaga is the undisputed number one. They have been number one for the whole year. Yeah, Oklahoma versus Missouri. I like the fact that Oklahoma has had a lot of close games against a lot of other good NCAA teams. I'm going to pick Oklahoma. I think Creighton's going to be UC Santa Barbara. Nope. I know you guys heard some of the stuff that's been going on around with Creighton. A little bit of problem. I think that divides your locker room, and I think we have our first upset. UC Santa Barbara is going to beat Creighton. Virginia, Ohio. I'm going to go with Virginia. Wichita State, Drake game. This is going to be interesting, but then they play USC, so I think whoever ends up matching up is going to lose against USC. USC has a great top pick in Evan Mobley. Kansas, Eastern Washington, I'm going to pick Kansas. And for Oregon versus VCU, I like the fact that Oregon is able to switch their defenses up. Sometimes they'll show you man, sometimes they'll show you zone. So that's an interesting one. I'm going to pick Oregon. We got Iowa versus Grand Canyon. I think Iowa has the National Player of the Year, probably. If Cade doesn't get it, we got Luka Garza. That's a dominant big. I think that's important. Now we get to the interesting part. In our second round, Gonzaga, Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma scares Gonzaga a little bit during the game, but I think Gonzaga is going to pull it off. UC Santa Barbara is going to lose against Virginia. University of South Carolina versus Kansas. University of South Carolina versus Kansas. I'm going to go with USC. Oregon versus Iowa. I think Oregon's switching defenses is going to give Iowa problems. I know they have a dominant big, but I don't believe that their other players have enough create your own shot type of gene in them. So I'm going to go with Oregon. We got Michigan, LSU. Oh, man. I'm going to pick LSU. Louisiana State University. And then over here, this is where they get interesting. Georgetown versus Florida State. I'm going to go with Georgetown. Oh my God. Yep. So in this matchup right here, like I said, I think Texas got the dominant bigs. I'm going to pick Texas in this one. And then here, we're going to get Texas versus the University of Alabama. I don't know why I said it like that, but okay, Houston versus Clemson. I'm gonna go with Houston. Syracuse versus West Virginia. See, West Virginia is good, but injuries. I don't know how long their main guy is gonna be out for. I'm gonna go West Virginia. We got Oregon State versus Oklahoma State. I'm gonna pick Oklahoma State to move on to the Z round of 16. And then we got Illinois. This is gonna be a fun game. This right here, circle this one right here. Illinois versus Oklahoma State. Okay, next we got Virginia Tech versus Ohio State. I haven't watched enough trends for both teams, so I'm going to pick. Might as well get an upset here. Let's go Virginia Tech. No, we're gonna go Ohio State. Sorry, we're gonna go Ohio State, and then over here we got Texas Tech versus Arkansas. Now I'm gonna pick Texas Tech because I think Texas Tech has played a lot of good games in the Big 12. Villanova versus Purdue. That's one where injury is going to catch up to them. I think Nova's good. There's a team built for the postseason. Not going to lie, I haven't watched enough Purdue. But you know what? Let's go Nova. And over here, North Carolina versus Baylor. Oh man, you can't. This is tough. You can't bet against North Carolina. I'm going to go North Carolina. Beating Baylor. And Baylor's good this year. Oh, guys, this is hard. Oh, this is tough. Baylor, North Carolina. I just like the fact that North Carolina has upperclassmen and the fact that they rebound a lot. I think rebounding is key. So we got North Carolina. Okay, so next round we got North Carolina and Villanova. Oh my God. Wow. I'm going to go North Carolina. Gonzaga versus Virginia. I'm going to go Gonzaga. USC and Oregon. I'm going to go USC. Texas Tech, Ohio State. I'm going Texas Tech. It's crazy. There's some of these teams, like, they're just built for this postseason. I'm going to go Houston against West Virginia. Illinois, Oklahoma State. Going Illinois. LSU, Georgetown. I'm going to go LSU, and then I'm going Texas. All right, so LSU, Texas. I got to pick Texas. Because of the dominant bigs, I think that makes such a big difference. Illinois versus Houston, that's a 1 versus a 2. It's gonna be scrappy. We're gonna see a lot of, oh man, oh, Illinois versus Houston. I like Illinois, the fact they have a backup guard, but Houston is good too. Houston is good, guys. I just don't think they could. I'm not sure they could neutralize their big. Their big is gonna put everybody in foul trouble. I'm just unsure about that part. Everybody's literally going to be in foul trouble. Houston will play. My problem with Houston is that they have a lot of similar players. Like, everybody could play defense. They could all guard. They cover for each other. But the thing is, I'm wondering how, like, they don't necessarily have someone who can handle half court, handle in the half court like that. That's my thing. I'm gonna go Illinois because I think they have guard play and a big. I'm gonna go Illinois. Okay, so here we have Gonzaga, USC. I'm gonna go Gonzaga. North Carolina, I think they'll beat. So now I got North Carolina, Illinois, and Gonzaga, Texas in the Final Four. I'm gonna pick Texas to beat Gonzaga. I think yeah. And then we got Illinois. Oh, this is so fire. So my pick will be Texas to win the national championship. The final score of this game is going to be 65 to 58. It's going to be a great game. Yeah. I don't know. So there you have it. I chose Texas to win the national championship. I have no idea if it's going to happen. You know, this is the one time of the year where everything you say goes out the window. So, yeah. What are your picks? Who do you think is going to win the national championship? Comment below and let's have fun with this. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for all things basketball. And I will catch you on the next video. See ya.